welcome to the 15th episode of the Out on Loan podcast. As always, I'm your host, the Jeff Canova, joined by my good friend, as always, Aritra Charging, my co-host, and then also welcoming back to the show as well, Mr. Isaac Howson. Oh
Glad to
man,
be back.
boys, glad to have you back on, boys. I know it's been a while. Life is just it's just interesting. You got traveling plans, and then obviously now we're hitting into the final stages of 2025. An interesting year. I don't know what has it been for you guys, but interesting year for all of us, especially for us football fans, for both soccer and football fans. I know we just got
Yeah.
crazy NFL games going on, but also crazy soccer games going on as well. But yeah, I think for today's episode, we're just going to kind of recap our final games into the year. I know La Liga's done, Premier League are heading in there as well. Before we head into um, Christmas time and New Year's Eve as well, and then obviously Bundesliga as well. I don't know how their schedule's going on, but they also are
We're
about to
done
finish
as
their
well.
game. You guys are done until we get
Yeah.
so they're done as well. So yeah, as always, please follow us on Instagram at the Out Alone Podcast. Follow us individually on our social medias as well. I think what we're gonna do next time is put our handles at the bottom, unless something big happens for a game where we have to give our nicknames. But please follow us on the Out Alone Podcast. Please follow Robin Stone pictures as well, and I know he's been producing content as well. So just please, we need your help and your support as we head off to the final year and start 2026. We have big plans coming up. So I'm excited. I'm just excited for the new year and to close off 2025 as well. But we're gonna start off with, I guess, our Premier League. As always, Isaac Howson has the experience of me saying this whenever I'm hosting on the Big Three when we were back at St. Bonaventure. Our Premier League recap. Um, Obviously, we have one of the United fans out here. I know we have the doc. Shout out to you, Kieran Keneally. Hopefully, we'll have to have you on in our final show before the year ends. But for now, we have the United fan, the positive one. You and my good friend Kieran are the most positive United fans out there. And, you know, I just feel bad for you and Doc, and then also for the United Strand guy. I mean, I don't know, man. United are just take it away, man.
All
United,
right, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, definitely disappointing today. Thought we had a great chance to also like win this game, but just like the lack of squad depth and losing Bruno, like that was huge. And it ended up being too costly. And then also just like the rise of Morgan Rogers, man. Holy hell, what a player! What like in the form of his life, and then also just like making some defensive mistakes, like whether it's on like Lenny Yoro's part or Aiden Heaven's part, and you can't just like afford to give him that space, that shooting space, because he will make the most of it. So unfortunate. But at the same time, like Aston Villa, they've also been in the form of their life, really, because
Brad, they
I
have been.
think this is their first time in their Premier League history, English football history, where they've won 10 games in a row. Like first time ever doing that in like their 111 years of history. So it's just like a historic thing that we had to go up against, with a team that's been depleted with like no Casemiro because of the all the yellow card games, suspension, no Kobe Mainu, which I know we'll talk about him a little more with him being like omitted from the squad and stuff. I think this today was like a perfect chance for him to play, but unfortunately got a injury at a very, very bad time. And then also like on the defense, missing Maguire, missing Delict. It's just, and then also like with Mbumo and Ahmad and Maz gone off to AFCON. So we'll be thin for at least a month. Apparently Bruno's also expected to miss a month because it's a soft tissue injury, which I fear it's going to be 2 months now instead of a month. So, it's not looking the best, but given how we still played without his absence, and if we could get like one of Delict and hopefully Kobe back, and then obviously like Casemiro will be back. I'm, as always, I'm optimistic. I'm positive. Like we
Yeah,
scored the third most goals in the Premier League after Man City and Arsenal. So like that was like our number one problem this whole season. But we're starting to like score those goals. We just need to like clean up that defense back. We just really can't have like moments where we switch off and like let the opponent who hasn't been in the game just get into the game. If we can clean that up, I think we'll be in a good spot. I still like our chances of finishing like top 5, top 6, whatever. I mean, we're currently 7th, maybe 8th, and like since the Premier League it's so tight, like everybody's like a point or two away from each other. there's a lot that can happen with half of the season to go.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think I'm happy that usually I'm the negative one here, and then Isaac knows this from our time. Um, I know I said to you earlier in the year, Rich, and we'll talk about it more in our hopefully our final episode, which will be hopefully around next week before the year ends. Um, I did say at the beginning, like after I think 2 games, I said your season's done, right? Now I wasn't saying that because I didn't think Amarin can get it right, or I was just saying that from the fact that it's gonna take a lot of time, and this is gonna be one of those wasteful years where you're just gonna go through these struggles. I didn't mean in like I'm rooting for United to be done. I was just saying in the fact that like you're just gonna go through these struggles. And now for I know we haven't recorded a lot or consistently as we did at the beginning of the year, and I think it's a good thing because then we can just watch the games and just see how it happens while we don't over predict ourselves or, for example, me like overcomplicate things and just say crazy things out of my ass, right? So what I've noticed is like as I predicted, like there's just gonna be games where United are just gonna be looking good. Like remember that period? I know we were talking about it, like, dude, remember that period where they were winning like they were at 3 games in a row and then they
I
had to
think
go
so.
to I
Yeah.
believe they're at 3 games in a row and we were like, yes, the guy's gonna cut his hair off. Yes, we were ready, and then it just crumbles down.
We
And
tied against Tottenham, lost against Everton, but then we
then
beat Crystal Palace away.
uh,
And then
and
yeah,
then
I
you guys
mean
lost at home to
it's just
someone.
on
You
and off.
lost to Wolves.
Yeah,
It's on and off. And I mean, look, against the Aston Villa team, I didn't expect the United win. Um, and I just think Aston Villa, like you said, man, you're running into something historical like that. Come on, man, at Villa Park as well. I mean, you're not. I'm sorry. And then just a lot of things going wrong. Oh, Lenny Euro played awful. Um, I like the guy. I wanted him in Madrid, and I still would want him, especially after what I've been seeing these last 2 months from
yeah,
my team's defense. But I mean, Isaac, I just wanted to get your thoughts on like
Yeah.
I think just there was a player in there that I think there was a lot of discussions after the game regarding Lisandro Martinez's like transition into from center back into CDM because I know United are going to be out Bruno for a while.
Hmm.
I know a lot of United fans are not like Ugarte, and it reminds me of those conversations of like Tremeni, obviously. But another one that really reminded me of that was like, remember when You remember Javi Martinez on Iron?
Oh yeah, Javi. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Javi Martinez. I said Xavi because I'm so
You used to. Yeah, you're the
Xavi
manager.
Hernandez.
like. I think we're like the two. So the reason I'm bringing you in this conversation is because, man, they should really do it. Like they better play Lisandro Martinez at midfield.
Hmm.
Because I think me and Isaac have seen. I mean, talk about Xavi Martinez. I mean, dude, he was just something to play in midfield, right? I mean,
Yeah. I remember him going out. I
so
think one of his last games was in that like Club World Cup that we had to complete our sextuple in like 2020, or I think it was technically 2021 because of COVID. I miss him.
yeah, I know. And obviously, I see Chomeni play center back and then CDM. So look, man, all I'm saying for you, Rachel, there's hope. At least for the next game. I know it's not looking too bright, especially for all United fans. It's not looking too great, but play Lisandro Martinez in there, and you're gonna see how different that midfield is gonna look. Just do not play Ugarte. That dude, he has a
Yeah,
system. He has a place
yeah,
for this United team. That guy needs to go. That guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I unfortunately would also have to agree with you on that. I mean, because like I remember when we first signed him, I was super excited, and I thought with Ten Hag he was great, but with Amorim, he hasn't really found his footing, and I don't know if it's because of the lack of games where he's like sort of lost his pace and just can't like keep up to the intensity, or
Right.
yeah, because it just always looks like he's like late on tackles and stuff. So I don't know, like
Yeah.
that might be an option. I know we're also like looking to ship Xerxes because we're also like looking to bring in Antoine Semenyo. That was another one. Kobe, if that thing doesn't get sorted out, he could be also off the block, which I would hate to see. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing that we'll talk more later.
Yeah. Definitely. And just to kind of wrap up around United before I go a little bit into Aston Villa and then kind of give the overlord of the table as well. Um, yeah, I feel bad for Ugarte. I mean, he's a player that just isn't, just not. I don't think he's up to the standards of United. And I'm just excited to see that experiment. I think United need to take more risks like that, especially with Bruno being out. And we'll talk about Bruno in probably next episode because I know I've said some crazy things about him too. Especially with him being out, that's going to be a big loss for them. Yeah, I know. I said it. That's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
big loss because their midfield is just It's not looking good.
Yeah.
But speaking of a midfielder, Morgan Rogers, man, there's the debate going on right now that has been blowing up social media, and it really started off in the last, I think, international break. The final ones before we head into um, like the playoffs for the qualifiers, and obviously I know AFCON is going on right now. I can't wait to talk about AFCON too. I know this is one of the most important ones out there. But Morgan Rogers, man, like you said, he's been on it. Um, the real discussion now is who's going to be the 10 for England, and I haven't had the chance to talk about this because you know I've defended Jude. It's ridiculous what's the conversations going on around him. But man, is that 10 spot looking very dangerous. I don't know who's going to start, bro. Look, all I'm saying is Jude is going to have to do the best. For me, I think he should be the 10. It could be the bias side of me, but it's just for me when I look at the two players, I think there's a lot of things that Jude beats him in that Morgan Rogers just doesn't. And I think part of it, I think Morgan Rogers beats him in, I think, pace. I think right now he's on the form of his life, so if you want to put that in there, that's fine. I just think for me, the experience that Bellingham brings, I know that's crazy to say when he's only like 22 and will be 23 coming this World Cup. The experience and I think the playmaking as well. The defensive work rate that he's been showcasing, I think, these last, despite the struggles that Madrid have been in, despite the poor form that Madrid have been in this whole entire year, right? I think Jude has been like the most consistent one in terms of like just being the talent that he is, being the superstar that he is supposed to be, doing the work. And I think the defensive work rate, the playmaking, the IQ, the passing, even the link-up play that I see with him and Kane and Saka and the build-up with him and whoever comes in with Eze, whatever it may be, I think he should be the starting 10, but it's looking very hard because, you know, you've seen Foden in there. But Morgan Rogers, man, dude, what a player, man. What are your thoughts? Should we, these are the options. Jude, Morgan Rogers, or we just wait out to the end of the year and see how everything closes out? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you also have like Phil Foden or Eze or any of those guys could like really play that position. I think personally for me, you just wait it out and see like who really is in the form, and that answer probably will be Morgan Rogers. Like if I'm being honest, but like you mentioned, you know, like Jude, just like I just love that man's like work rate. He's just all over the field. He puts a shift in defensively, and also like you know if you just like need to play him like even further up as like a false nine. Obviously, that won't be possible because Harry Kane is playing the striker. He'll do a great job of that. So he's just like a versatile dude as well. And given it's like Morgan Rogers, like first time like in the World Cup and the big stage like that, how would he deal with that? Well, compared to Bellingham, who's already been there, playing for like the biggest club in the world and like played a World Cup too. Like he has that experience. I think honestly, it'll probably come down. Well, number one form, but number two, matchups.
Oh, matchups.
Like
you're right.
I think it's just like depending on certain matchups where whoever Tuchel thinks would be a best fit. You know, if you need somebody that is just like dribble and be on the offensive end consistently, probably Morgan Rogers. But if you just need somebody to like kind of like on that AM like 10 spot, like chill out a bit and like work more on the defensive side than offensive side, and maybe like help out with other parts of the field, maybe that's Jude. I think it really is gonna come down to matchups, forms, but they're both definitely should like they definitely should make the World Cup team. That's for sure, 100%.
Actually, I like what you said about protagonists. I think one thing we talked a lot about Tuchel in the past, even like in our radio show, The Big Three, is how much of he is a tournament style manager and how efficient he's been at that in the past. So I think he's going to be looking at those matchups. I think, like you said, a bigger team, more opposition. Maybe you're playing even like a France or something like that, where you have to worry about so many offensive weapons. You're going to throw in someone like Bellingham who can cover that a lot more. But I really liked ESPN's article. They called Rodgers a protagonist. Was what they dubbed them for in that win over United. And I think that's what you do get out of someone like him, is someone that has that ability to just kind of run and dominate with that game. Not that Bellingham can't do that, and we haven't seen it, but I think you're trusting Rodgers on just strictly on an offensive level going forward. I
agree with that.
And how you work with, and like you said, how you work with Kane, and even Kane's ability to drop further back and even feed the ball to Rodgers as well. Who else is in that attack as well? I like that they have both options. I think it just really sets England up well for that World Cup.
Oh, without question, and I completely agree with everyone. I think for me, obviously, I think we're just gonna have to see how it's gonna close off. But like you said, Isaac, and I think you mentioned it too, Rich. I think this is going to come down to how good Tuchel's going to be as a manager, because these are going to be big decisions. These are massive decisions, especially if Bellingham and Rodgers comes in at great form. Let's say Bellingham closes off really well, right? Let's say he has amazing performances. He's been awesome. He's been the only solid part for Madrid. If they don't win anything, or they win something, or Jude does what he does, right? And then Morgan Rodgers does the same thing. And if he wins the Premier League, oh my God, then you have like, what are you going to do? Because then you have a player that you said he's a protagonist. So this is going to come down to really Tuchel. What is the decision that he's going to make? Is he going to bring on the right player? Is he going to start the right player? Is he going to make the right decision? Is he tactically going to get the best out of Morgan Rodgers if he does start, or the best out of Jude Bellingham if he starts? And then how are they going to come? Because I think one can be an impact sub and the other one can be a main sub. Like it really comes down to what he's going to do as a player. Now, if we're going to talk about player to player, that's another thing. Because for me, I think Jude Bellingham is the better player. If we compare it to I think what Morgan Rodgers beats him in is physicality. I think, and that's slightly too, because I think he's quicker. I think he's a little bit more agile, and nimble, and I think for right now, his goal scoring ability is reaching to the levels of like I don't think to Jude's level yet, but I think from his scoring outside the box, getting those finesse shots out, like dude, he's been pin perfect on that. But for me, Jude Bellingham is at another level when it comes to goal scoring, or at the same rate if you want to compare it, because you got the headering ability, you got those runs inside the box, those tap-ins, which are people need to really wake up their eyes and realize those are elite things that you can have as a player. And then I think for me, the playmaking ability, the ability to just link up with the player is just perfect. And then I don't think either one would have a problem playing with Kane too. So that's why it's like it's a big decision that I'm waiting to see where I think both players will be at the end of the year, and then what will Tuchel decide? Because there might be a game where you might not need Bellingham. You might maybe need him deeper, or you just might not need him at all. And then there might be a game where, like, okay, counterattacks, like we need to sit deep. Okay, you got to bring in a pacey player like Morgan Rodgers. I even heard people say, "Oh, we should start Morgan Rodgers at the left wing," which I don't agree with. Do not do that. Don't do that. Don't.
Especially when you have Marcus Rashford as an option.
Exactly. Don't do that. I know Morgan Rodgers has that pace, but just make a decision. And this is on you, Tuchel. This is on you.
Also, I forgot Cole Palmer is also on that contention
and Cole Palmer too. But I just think that it might be the battle between those two because
they've been the only matchups.
Yeah, and they switch match like they just switch up.
Croatia, Ghana, and I think Panama in the group stage. But I think looking at it, they can play Spain as early as the quarterfinals, and I think also have Argentina and Brazil on their side of the bracket as well.
Yeah, wow.
So you're going to have to, especially Bellingham against someone playing in Spain who's played that Spanish style of football. That's going to be important for a matchup like that. Where
that's a great point.
And he was great in that final too against that midfield. He was the man of the. I think for me, besides I think Fabian or Nico Williams and Lamine, he was probably England. He was England's best player that night. No, there's no discussion about that.
But I will say I did see a U.S. Midfield outplay England's midfield in that same World Cup. So
That too. Who knows? But that was a young Bellingham, I will say. And now it's a different USA. And I can't wait to get
very different USA.
Very different USA. I wish we can get back to those levels. But I guess to kind of close off, we'll just kind of give up the Premier League table as of now before we head on to our next topic, which is my topic, which I'm not hyped about. But Arsenal currently leading the league still at 39 points, followed by Man City with 37. Aston Villa with 36. I can't wait to see how they'll close off the year, whether they'll continue on this run, which I think they can, because I think now they have the momentum. Will they have an Aston Villa? Not Aston Villa. Will they have a Leicester City type run?
Love that.
Chelsea in fourth place with 29. They've had a massive drop up. And Liverpool, even through all the things that have been going on throughout the entire year, man, they're still in there in fifth place with 29 points. So they could still get UCL. And the United, they're still in sixth. I mean, they're still in seventh, and Sunderland are in sixth as well. So yeah, we'll see how everything closes off for 2025, and then how teams start off in 2026. But as always, gotta shout out Robin Stone Pictures. Please continue to follow the accounts. Follow his Instagram account. I know he's been doing great work. I know he just recently came out with his music video as well. Shout out to you, Robin Stone. As always, we always are not gonna call you. I think for next year, we're gonna stop saying Robin. We're just gonna say Batman Stones. I need to stop calling you the Robin, because you're the Batman of this group, always producing, always making amazing reels, and I can't wait to see what Mr. Stone has in store for us um, next year. But what I'm not excited for in 2026. Notice the transition there. I'm excited for Robin in 2026. I'm not excited for this Madrid team.
Wow. Season's over.
You know what's funny, Aritra? You weren't. I don't think you were here for that one episode where, it was the Levante game. You remember, Isaac? You were there. It was like before. It wasn't the episode we recorded when I was in DC, and that was the unreleased,
the hidden episode.
The hidden episode. It's kind of like it's gonna probably be released in the Epstein files too.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Jef, I already saw your name in there, and I'm joking.
Yo! If we get restricted by YouTube, man, we need to be careful, yo.
No, I'm joking. YouTube is a joke.
I hope you're joking, Jef.
I'm just kidding. But it was that one episode where I think they won like 4-1. It was probably Madrid's best game I've seen them play, but bar the Barca game. Mm-hmm. And then ever since, and I was like super confident, and I think I said like I was confident we're gonna win the league. Mm. And last year I was very notorious for being like, yeah, the league's over after like 3 games because I had that feeling. And dude, I jinxed myself. I thought we were gonna win I was confident we were gonna win the league this year, and now it's just bad because ever since that Levante game where Isaac was present, I was happy. You saw me, I was like, yes, bro. Like I don't want to overreact, but dude, that was the best game. You look back, Vini looked great. Mbappe scoring goals. Alvaro Carreras is just elite. Our center backs are different. Dean Huijsen is top 5. We have Rudiger coming in. Trent's gonna come in. Our midfield is perfect with Jude coming in. Jude and Arthur are gonna link up. Then the next game, bro, we lose like 5. What is it? 5-2 to Atletico. No. And then the downfall will start from there, man. I wanted to do this a few weeks ago, but throwing the towel in, man. Season's over, bro.
May, it's 4 points.
Seriously,
4 points.
The season's over, bro.
4 points. You never know. Like, have you seen the amount of changes that's happened in the Prem this year?
Seriously,
have you? Like, because I thought like first 10 games Liverpool was going to win it all, and now look at them.
Look,
you thought City was done. Now look at them right behind Arsenal again.
Look. We just lost 2 weeks ago. We lost 2-0 to Celta Vigo. We lost our best defender. I don't know when the hell Dean Huijsen's gonna wake up, man. Rudiger is beyond washed. Mm-hmm. Our left back just sucks. Our backup left back just sucks.
All those dudes that you just mentioned, with the exception of Rudiger, they're all young. We've had this conversation before. Like, come on now.
Hold up.
Okay.
That's cool. Maybe next year. Okay.
Not that last year.
You can't just say they suck, bro. Like, come on.
The season's over. Second place.
No, they're just. But look at it's been 2 months now. I'm just bringing you what I have these bad feelings. Right.
Okay.
These are my bad feelings. The defense has gotten worse now because we lost our best defender now, and he's gonna be gone until March. We're not gonna sign a new center back, and the form that Dean Huijsen has not looked great so far. It's not been convincing for me whatsoever.
Okay.
Rudiger has not looked great ever since that Club World Cup game. The Club World Cup tournament.
Jeez.
He's 33. He's slow. He's as slow as I've ever seen him before. And I haven't seen anything from him where he's going to be the smart, high IQ defender where he's going to be. No, he hasn't done that. Our backup left back is not a real player. I can't believe Fran Garcia has not gotten better in the last 2 years that he's been at this club. And honestly, he should be like a 3rd division player. Like that guy, I don't know what has been going on with him. Our right backs are injured like every 2 months or every 2 weeks. Carvajal, we're not going to see until next year. Trent, we're not going to see until next year, or like next February for the both of them, or be at their best by March, which is just suicide because our big games come in February. Our backup right back, Fede Valverde, is like an injury away from being dead because he's just constantly playing. Xabi Alonso, and then our midfield hasn't figured it out yet. As much as I love Jude, the people behind him haven't figured. Like, we don't know what his best partner is because we know it should be Fede and Jude and Camavinga and Tchouaméni, but Camavinga might be injured the next month and be out for like a month now during the crucial part of the season. Arda Güler hasn't looked convincing because we don't play him in the right spots, and he's just not that good in deep positions. Vinny has looked awful, and it doesn't look to get better with his attitude issues. Mbappe, I've had my issues with him. Um, Gonzalo Garcia has looked off, but here's the main thing that I'm just concerned about: Xabi Alonso. And I'm not saying again. I'll go back to this. I'm not saying he should be kicked out or anything like that. But man, I am so scared for him, bro. I feel bad for what they're doing to him, man. The media's been on him, the fans have been on him, and yes, and yes, he has not been perfect. The lineups have been stinky, and he hasn't been using any of the academy players for some of these players that do not deserve to start or even just play. And he hasn't been using the academy players. It just feels like we're seeing Carlo Ball again. But I just think there's just so much pressure now that the media has thrown at him that he's going to be conservative with a lot of the starting lineups that he's going to be on. So when you play conservative and you have players that just don't perform anymore, I don't expect anything. Our defense has not been great. Our attack has not figured it out, and the most concerning part is our manager's going to be conservative. He's not going to take risks, and I think this team needs to take risk right now. By risk, I mean drop a player, drop a lineup. Our injuries at crisis. So these are the things. Our manager's been awful in terms of like just because he's been being conservative because of not fully his fault, but it's because you might get kicked out if you lose a game for playing an academy player. Our forwards haven't figured it out yet, and they probably never will. Our defense is hampered, and yeah, those are the things. Like, same thing from last year. Same thing from last year.
Well, I'll say that like for you as a Madrid fan, I feel like it should be an honor and privilege for you to watch Kylian Mbappe the way he's been playing every game. And I mean, tying like Ronaldo's one of his like single season like goal scoring record because like he just looks like a joy to watch. I know like the front three as a whole hasn't been as cohesive as you'd like. That Vinny Mbappe partnership isn't as like strong as you'd like, but I feel like you see glimpses of it. And then also I've seen like Rodrigo seems like he's trying to get some playing time too, and he's making the most out of it. So,
but we haven't played great. But we haven't been playing great for 2 months now, and it's like, and the other thing is just for me, if our defense was just solid enough as it was at the beginning of the year, I would have been like, yeah, I think we have it. But our defense is gone now. We lost our best center back.
Yeah,
and the other three just haven't looked good, and they don't look to be getting good. They just don't like. I don't know what. For me, I'm more mad with Rudiger. I'm just more mad that a player with that experience is playing like how he has been playing the last 2 weeks, and I'm sorry, this whole year actually, which is not fully his fault, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you're like 33, you're making mistakes that I see a kid make. Like, what are you doing? Like, where's the leadership in this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and if Courtois, God forbid Courtois gets in, oh my God, the minute that guy's out, yeah, we're done. I love Lunin, but we're probably done. Like, I love Lunin to death, but the amount of times that this dude Courtois just saves like a shot out of nothing is just like, that is the best goalkeeper Madrid history. I don't even care if I could see it.
Wow.
Look, man, dude, this keeper, man, for 2 years, bro. Dude, I don't care, man, dude. This guy is the best.
Over Casillas?
I'm not saying he's not the greatest yet. I mean, dude, he probably needs to win 1 more or 2 more Champions League or 2 more league titles. But dude, he's the best I've seen at this club, man. I've seen like even my dad, who's watched Casillas, he's like, dude, Courtois is just
okay.
Like just another level, bro. Like you see the amount of times this dude saves us, and if we're again, this is why I said the league's over because it's the same things I'm seeing from last year. It's the same way, lengthy, no passion. We got to rely on individual brilliance. There hasn't been any style of play. Why do I think? Why would I be confident for next year? What glimpses of there is that? Okay. I can just say it's not over. It's done. I don't feel confident in this team.
All right, as the positive man here, let me give you some hope. Yeah.
All right, and you're the
at least from what I've seen.
Can someone help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not saying I hate Madrid. I'm gonna watch this team, but I'm just not confident anymore. I'm just gonna be realistic and just be like this. I don't know. I think it's over because I think Atletico's been picking up form. Barca's been picking up form. And it's done. It's done.
Here's why.
I don't. Yeah. Give me.
All right.
Give me some tactical.
Number one. Last year, Barca, I think like by November, October, December, whatever. It was obvious they were gonna win the league. Like they had like a 9-10 point lead. Like it was. This year, it's only a 4-point lead. That you guys were up there, and I'm not gonna lie. This Barca team, as good as they've been, have you seen them play in the Champions League? Like it's been kind of sus. And I feel like at a certain point. it could just like seep into their La Liga form too, because that defense is like big suspect, dude, big suspect. So
they are big suspect. Yes,
like I feel like they're also like an injury
ours
or
is
two away
worse
from
though.
crumbling.
I think ours is worse because
Hey, I'm giving you some positive feedback.
I don't want to
Listen,
hear it right
okay? Well, then I should stop speaking. Then I should not be in this podcast.
now.
Then
It's making me mad.
like,
I'm mad.
all right. Second thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like from the minute that I've like started really watching football, it just feels like Real Madrid is just like they're just like a second half year team. Like, kind of like Man United too. It's like Man United also like whenever like we'd win titles, we wouldn't always start strong. Like you would see us like week 10, week 11, we're like 8th on the table, but then we'd still end up like finishing top. And I feel like that's Real Madrid too. Like start of like kind of decent, but then you'd have like some tough November, December months. But come February, which is usually when like Champions League like elimination game starts. I don't know, man. Real Madrid, Champions League, things just align and it just clicks. And I feel like that I think there's a good chance it happens again this year. I'm not saying like they're gonna go on and like win the Champions League, but because they're playing in Champions League, it's just gonna like urge them to like just be better, get in better form, and just like go out there and maybe with like either like Barcelona just like crumbling from their defense, injuries, whatever it is. Maybe Atletico choking season for them in the second half. Unfortunately, I see Real Madrid just having like a very good chance to seize the opportunity again. What I'll say is like, it's not a guarantee if you like win the league, but I think there's a very, very good opportunity to like really take it and run away with it, which I feel like wasn't there last year. And then as for the players, they're all talented, with the exception of a couple here and there. And Xavi, I still believe in that guy. It looks like the players are behind him. It looks like, yeah, despite like the media trolls, what they'll say. I think for the most part, the fans are behind him too. I believe in him. I think he'll figure it out. Just like Amorim seems like he's starting to figure it out with Man United. Give him some time. I think it'll be all good.
Isaac, you have anything to say before?
Yeah, what about you, Isaac?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just mathematically, even 4 points, as you said. I'm assuming you still have a game in hand with Barca come this next calendar year. No, are you done?
Yep, they do.
Barca? They still
there's still one more. Yeah.
You beat them there. It's 1 point, and they're going to have to play Atletico. They're going to play some tough teams, and Barca will give away a game or two. Just mathematically, you think it's got to happen. I know historically that your club doesn't always love it, but you still have this January transfer window where, as you're talking about with your defense, I don't think there's a way where or I think there is a way where you guys can find some sort of a stopgap. You're telling me you can't throw 5 or 10 mil at someone for just a league quality center back that you can just plug and play to solidify your defense. I know your club doesn't historically love doing that, but I think if the league is as important and this close, I think how can you not?
Yeah, now I think you guys are and you guys are correct for saying this, and that's fine. I respect it. You're absolutely right with your arguments. I'm not going to completely disagree with it. With first of all, your point of Rachel with historically, yes, we are a second half team historically, and yes, and then for you, Isaac, yes, mathematically still possible. Barca can lose a point. Barca can go on a similar run that happened at the beginning of January. My thing is, we can do the same thing. And from what I've seen last year, and from what I've seen, a lot of what's going on throughout the media and just the injuries that's going on right now with this team. Because it's the other thing for me is the injury aspect too. That's my other thing that's really been. I would have been more confident. Yeah, they gotta fire that guy. Like I don't know what voodoo they put. Please get rid of it because I don't know what if we had Trent right now, like that's how big Trent is. Like I wish we had Trent after that Athletic Bilbao. I wish we had Trent because I think his impact on this team is just immaculate. Our playmaking gets better. Our progression from the outside the back gets better. Our experience gets better. Our offensive ability to transition and do counterattacks is just 10 times better. But he's going to be out for the Supercopa, and we won't see him until February. And then how will he look coming back from that muscle injury? Like, how will he look? Because then we got to worry about him. And we haven't even seen him yet at the big games for Madrid. My concerns are right now is we just haven't figured out a pattern of play, which is December. Our injury crisis is getting bad. And which is impacting our defense, which has been the main issue that we saw last year. Our defense was just awful last year, where even our offense, which is also a problem, and haven't been at their best for now almost a year now. Sorry, almost a year and a half now, is just the problem. Like, combine that. So what do you have that's going to be good for these big games? And we still even haven't seen a game where with that lineup, our best lineup, which is the 4-man midfield with Mbappe and Vinny up top, we haven't even seen that lineup in a big game. So I just don't know. Like, I'm not confident with what I'm going to see from this team. And Xavi's going to play a 4-3-3 now because he's just not going to drop Vinny or Mbappe and he's going to start Rodrigo. And then that lineup just never worked last year because we always got beat through that because we just don't have enough defensive pressure and offensively we can't click yet. And then it's probably never will. So that's why I'm just throwing the towel in because it's just like I'm just seeing the same things from last year. There's no improvement, and until injuries and a bit of luck gets in there, And I don't want to sound like I'm just like this arrogant Madrid fan that has to see our team. Like I get it. I'm not like gonna throw a fit and cry because we're not gonna win a Champions League in 3 years. I've seen my team win 5. Like I'm not gonna throw a fit like that. But I just want to see better football.
Humble brag there.
Like I just want to see football right there, man. Like good football. And if I'm gonna have to wait till 2 years, then that's fine. But this year, I don't know, man. We just need more defenders. Hopefully, we get through the academy, and that's it, man. And I just think Barca are just going to go on another run. I see more likely Barca going on a run through their experience with that team than our team going on a run or just selling a game against Atletico or just God. We have to and other thing, our big game factor that we had in 2024 and prior to that, shit's gone. You don't see that till another 2 years maybe until we finally grow a pair of what and are actually ready to go into these games to go to war and fight the intensity because I haven't seen us perform in a big game in a while away. Like I think Barca has been the last one that I've seen that was a big game that we've won, but we've gone to Liverpool, we looked embarrassing. Against Atletico, we looked embarrassing. And even the last time we played at Camp Nou, we looked awful. So, or not Camp Nou, but the John Camper, the Montjuic. When we went to Montjuic, we looked awful the last time we were there. Now we're gonna go to the Camp Nou with the new Camp Nou in the class. I'm not optimistic, but I'm not gonna just disown my team and be like they're the worst team ever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a rebuild phrase that, like United, we're just gonna have to wait. I think we're just gonna have to wait until maybe a year or two. This team is just not there yet. Just not there yet. A lot of players need to mature. A lot of players need to go, and we need to bring in probably a few new here and there, and just some players just need to get better and just mature and grow up and be leaders. But leadership won't come in a year or two. That's going to take like years of failure and misery for that to happen. So I'm disappointed that 2025 is going to close off like this, and maybe 2026 is the season's going to end like that too, or he might win maybe a trophy here and there or go on a good run and show some bright spots, but I'm just not. We're not going to see that team for a while. That dominant Madrid team for a while. But that's okay.
I don't know. I'm interested when you said that with your forwards and how you don't expect that to get better and how that's kind of been falling from the past seasons. And you talk about some players need to go. What is that change? What's that change look like for this Madrid team? Who is that? Is it forward? Is it midfield? Is it just getting more defenders? Like, what does that look like in your eyes?
I think for what needs to improve, first of all, I think we have the players. I just don't want to just get rid of a Vinny or an Mbappe or a Rodrigo like that. Maybe Rodrigo because you already have the 2 left wingers there.
Yeah.
But one of them has to get better at something. I mean, it's just been unfortunate that at the beginning of Mbappe's first year, we saw Vinny perform well, and then Mbappe was struggling, and then the next year it's Mbappe who's been struggling. I mean, Mbappe who's been killing it, but then Vinny has been completely just struggling like I've never seen him before since his opening year. So that front line needs to figure out. And if you are going to play with that and you have to go up against a low block, then, make the right substitutions of bringing in a player like a Gonzalo or get your goal-scoring Mandzukic type build who can just header the ball when we need to crash the box and have him double team with Mbappe or Vinny or with Jude in there. Like, figure that out for our offense. Our midfield needs to be more proactive and active. I think that's where Tchouaméni's criticism comes in. And I think maybe more towards Camavinga getting better as a player, but mainly for Kama is just I need him to stay healthy. I need that guy to be on the team because when he's in rhythm and he's on it, man, that midfield's just unstoppable. That is like best in the world midfield. Like I'm hearing Pedri and De Jong, I'm hearing Morgan Rogers in here and Reiner. Bro, if we had Bellingham, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Valverde, or someone else in that midfield, if it's the midfield four, bro, that's the best midfield in the world because physically you can't get through that team. And they're not technically bums either. Those are technically gifted players as well. So that's the other thing. Our midfield needs to get better, and then defensively, we just need to have a structure, and that's it. That's all I want from this team. I thought there would be at least a structure, some type of structure in our defense, but I haven't seen that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I think part of it is like getting rid of the washed up players, just rooting your alibis, getting rid of Fran, maybe getting a new backup left back or someone from the academy. Maybe start bringing in a center back in Joe Martinez to get into that team. Get him in there. That's what I would wish for 2026. Let's do that. And that could happen, but I don't know if that's realistic. That's why I'm just not. I'm throwing in the towel. I just don't find that realistically happen. I just don't. It'll probably be maybe next season, maybe even the season after that. Maybe Xabi is not that guy. Maybe we'll see some. I just don't know yet. Maybe we don't know. We don't know. And that's why I'm not confident. But like you said, Barcelona in the league with 4 points. Madrid are second, and I believe Atletico. I don't know, man. Every time I hate that team, bro. Dude, I think they're done, and then they just come in, and now they're like the most unstoppable force. And yeah, we play them in the semifinal for the Super Copa, and I'm not eager for that matchup because they're built to defeat
Gallagher
us.
masterclass is gonna
Yeah,
go crazy.
It's gonna go crazy. Just sit deep. Julian Alvarez free kick. Simeone running down the wing, cooking Alvaro.
He's just seen it all. Man.
Whatever, man. But before we get on to our final block, because that was our La Liga recap, social media. Please follow our social medias at the Outlaw Podcast on Instagram, on TikTok. You can find them in our links down on our Instagram account at the Outlaw Podcast. Hopefully, we get our Twitter started up soon as well. And obviously, please hit the follow, share, like button on YouTube as well, on Instagram and everything. Thank you. But I mean, talking about Madrid and I think this is how we're gonna end off our show. Just talking about player management because we were talking about management of players and stuff like that. I think the one thing, and I'll shut up after this because I know I've been yapping for like the last 20 minutes about Madrid. I want to let you guys talk, but one of the players I'm just really disappointed this team really managed has been Endrick. It just sucks, man. That guy is the 10 times the player that Gonzalo Garcia is. I mean, the ability to physically dominate his defender in terms of just running through and powering through, his ability to drive the ball, his ability to shoot the ball, his ability to just link up with his players as well, his speed, and we're getting rid of that guy because we can't give him minutes. Like, this is what I mean when I say there's sometimes managers that need to take risks. And I think that's where I've been disappointed with Xabi. You need to take risks. If you think Masantono hasn't been playing that great, take him off and put in Endrick. If you think Vinny hasn't been great, okay, put Mbappe in the left and put Endrick in the middle. Try something. And I think this is one of the mega talents that you have, and you're gonna get rid of him at this crucial part of the year like nothing to Leon. And I know Gonzalo Basrat, but he hasn't been great either. He hasn't looked good. And I know and the only reason I want Gonzalo to get in games is because of his headering ability, and that says a lot about a player. Endrick, I'd rather keep him in there because he has pace, he has power, and guess what? What's funny enough about that guy? He can header the ball too. He can get and crash inside the box. So, what are we doing here? Why are we getting rid of a player like that? It just sucks for me. Player management has been awful at our team, but I know United are going through a similar thing too with Kobe Mainu as well.
Yeah, and I feel like we shouldn't because what Amorim has been doing with Kobe's situation, like I think it's like perfectly reasonable. But it just sucks that the media and who I'm really, really disappointed on are our former Man United legends that have just been attacking Amorim for no reason. Like we're talking about like Paul Scholes and Gary Neville. Well, what are you guys doing? Like, I get it. You guys are like product of class of '92. You guys are like proud products of like what our history is built upon. Young players getting the opportunity, building up through the academy, and like being succeeding. But you also didn't. You guys weren't full on starters in 1992 either. It was only really Ryan Giggs who was class of '91. You guys didn't get full time starting 90 minutes till like 1995, 1996. You, Neville, Beckham. I mean, like Beckham needed a freaking loan at Preston North End before he even like got a crack at the team.
Bringing up the facts here. I didn't even know that.
In 95 before he even like got a chance in 96, and from there he's been like a full-time like full 90-minute starting player for Man United. So Kobe Mainu, who we know is extremely talented. We've seen like flashes of him, absolutely clutch, great midfielder, great like just passing, dribbling in tight spaces. Like he's got it all. He has to compete against arguably the best midfielder in the prem right now in Bruno Fernandes, in Casemiro, who's if you basically take him out, we're conceding like 5 goals a game. That's what the situation is. And then you can't really like shuffle Bruno around because you got Mbuma and Cunha that are like playing up front. You also can't take Casemiro out again because like we're just gonna be a defensive liability. And like the earlier games that Kobe did get didn't look the best. Could be because of the situation of him not getting enough time. Recently though, I feel like the games that he did play, like especially the last one, forget who we played, where he's like gotten some time and he's looked great there. It's just like I feel like this was the one game where he could have like showed up and like showed his talent, but unfortunately he got that injury. So it's been a bit of bad luck. But it's just also like us getting lack of games. Like we have to put the best starting 11 in all the Premier League games we play so that we can get like some type of a Champions League or Europa League next year. It also didn't help that we got ousted in the first round of League Cup. So now it's really only FA Cup that we can. And even then, in the FA Cup, that first game that we played, it's against Brighton, another Premier League team.
Yeah.
So it's like we just didn't have that flexibility that other big teams do with cup games, with Europe games, where you could like actually properly rotate. Unfortunately, Amram has to play the starting 11. And in a team with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro as your midfielders, you're just not going to start over them. And that's the reality. I know that's like blowing Gary and Paul Scholes' head off, but the kid is also only 20. He's not like 27 in his middle prime, looking to like crack the England team. Like kids got time. All right. Maybe best we could have done is probably send him on loan, at least in the first half of the season, bring him back second half of the season, something like that. But his brother going out there, putting on a shirt, free Kobe Mainu, or like just like Gary and Scholes just absolutely belittling the manager when I feel like he's been doing a great job so far. I feel like we've been playing better football so far. And just like criticizing him rather than like applauding or like, saying some good things about him, it's just like, it's really pissed me off. And this should be like a story that shouldn't even be like a major headline or anything, but it's just somehow turned into one. And I don't know, like people gotta like find other things to talk about, man, because this is not a talking point.
Yeah, man, just the old heads.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. No, no, I'm just just thinking about the old heads.
Yeah, it's kind of like an old man in the sky type of like thing. Like it's just
I know.
Then they've been doing that for like ever since like
they're
haven't been
frustrated.
playing well.
Sometimes the English, just legends in general, just sometimes just make me mad. Like sometimes Madrid legends, I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear that right now. Like,
yeah,
dude,
like genuinely, like back in my day.
The thing that Vinny is going through right now, like for
like
example,
stop
like,
it.
Right, yeah, like the thing that Mbappe is going through in 2020 is completely different to what you're gonna go through in 1970. Like that's just a different game. It's a different style. It's a
different game,
completely different medicine, different mental issues that we're gonna go
different
through.
Media circuit too. They
different
were
media circuits. Yeah,
every action they had, every time they went out to a restaurant, every time they were with their partner, that wasn't all photographed and thrown everywhere. Like it's
right.
And they also they're media trained as well. These guys, like not only do they have this United mentality, they are also trying to see what's going to get clicks and what's going to get interaction and what's going to blow up on their YouTube and stuff like that over there.
It's like with this whole situation, it's making Roy Keane look like a saint when he's like the one that would usually like lose his head off at the every littlest things. But like I don't know, man. Gary Neville, we saw you as a manager. How did that go at Valencia, huh? So talking about exactly. Like talking about like managing and like better play style and like anytime United does good, I swear to God, I just don't like. The last time I heard like an ounce of positivity from him about United is when we beat Liverpool last year. Because that man just hates Liverpool and like he just, I'm done about this topic. Like again, it shouldn't be a story, but it unfortunately is because media and also our old heads just can't shut the hell up. Done.
Yeah. Damn, that's gonna be a clip. Isaac, kind of moving away a little bit from United and Madrid. We want to let you speak now, dude. I know I'm sorry, as no disrespect to Bayern. Bayern are a big team, right? That's why we called it the Big Three, right? We're not replacing you, dog. This is not replacing you. Like it's just literally because we have Madrid, Man United, and Bayern. I think these are like the three biggest teams in each of Germany, England, and Spain. But like, dude, Bayern, man? What's been going on with them?
Yeah, like you kind of hinted, it's pretty boring. Another 4-0 win today over Heidenheim, who's like relegation zone. So
man, another 4-0 win. Congratulations. Boring 4-0 win.
Yeah. Harry Kane brace, maybe Michael Lee's magician thing.
Just
here
one
and
for
there.
Kane today. Actually, he got his 90th minute stat pad.
Be blessed, man.
Just a normal day in Munich,
4-0 win. How much I would like to see my Madrid team with Mbappe and Vinny and these superstar Galacticos. Man, I wish we can put 4 past like a relegation.
It's really easy.
No, we're just dropping
best attack in football right now, so it really helps.
Oh, best attack.
I think Diaz, Elise, and Kane are just statistically.
I'd agree.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
I don't know if you agree.
No, I agree. The reason I think we have the best attack is because of names, not because of what they've been producing. Second. I mean, arguably 2 Barca, but I think no Lewandowski being good. I think that kind of kills their like aura. Because I think Ferran has been good, but it's just Lamine, Rafinha, and then who else? Like Dani Olmo.
And as you talked about, like with player management, we're getting ours back. Like that's an attack that's not even including Musiala as well. You don't even have Davies going down the left wing. You haven't even seen Davies work with Diaz, which is a combo I think everybody should be excited to watch. Unless you're playing us. Well, unless you're playing us, but that's it.
If you're a Bayern fan, you'll be excited to see that. But I'm if we match up against Bayern, Dean Huijsen, Rudiger, Alvaro Carreras, and whoever's playing, maybe Valverde got that right hand side covered. But dude, oh my god, if Elise going up against Alvaro, like, God forbid Frank Garcia.
Yeah, you just gotta hope you don't play Goretzka.
Dude, if we match up against Bayern, I'm just throwing freaking towel in, man.
You say that every time, and then you crush us like
that's what I was gonna say. There's something about like Madrid and Bayern. Like there's like some bad voodoo magic that goes against Bayern, and then Madrid ends up winning.
Well, they cheated in like the past 10 years. We want to go back. There's a little bit of referee.
Even if we get a lucky penalty here and there, and even if we rigged it for like a penalty or 2, bro, you're gonna put like 5 past this defense. I'm sorry, bro. This Madrid team defensively has just been absolutely horrendous this whole entire year. So even with the bad voodoo going in, and we went going up against Bayern, or look at that Man City team. We couldn't even. Come on, man. Like, I don't even want to. But yeah, go ahead, man. You've had Musiala. He's coming back.
Yeah.
But you've had like so many players playing the 10 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, talk about Carl, man, dude.
Well, yeah, that's the big issue. I mean, the 17-year-old phenom. I mean, we've had like with Yamal come out these past couple of years. I guess that's the easy comparison people would throw up, and just in terms of like how fast that ascension has been. Yeah, you bring up an interesting point, especially with Musiala coming back, because most of Carl's goals have come from playing that 10 and playing that central role, especially with his Champions League goals. So there's that discussion of with Musiala coming back. I mean, that's an instant start, I think, by many metrics. What do you do? Or you're not taking off a Diaz or Elise. And Carl's been working on his weak foot, which I believe is his right foot. So he's been working on that to, I mean, obviously find a way in the starting lineup.
He's a lefty?
Yeah, but you're also getting shouts for Michael Ballack is his agent. I do want to preface that. But a German legend saying, like, how can you not leave this guy out of the World Cup squad? Now, obviously, like I said, he's his agent. He's going to study that and sell his talent. But you got a guy that's arguably should deservedly be starting for his national team of Germany at 17. Then you have Musiala, you have Diaz, you have Elise. It's great. You have Gnabry still, and I think Gnabry's announcing he's going to re-sign. That should be sometime soon, I think, from all the Bayern outlets are reporting. And that's your 6th attacker, which I think is at least a 2nd or 3rd for probably a lot of teams just across Europe in general. But I don't know. I mean, Carl's amazing. I think it's just. I think I threw a lot of Messi comparisons for Musiala. I think he's got a little bit of that on him. Dude, not in the sense that's where he's going to be, but he just does special things with the ball that like I just don't see a lot of other.
I can't. Like, a lot of players don't have
those chip shots. There's like that intangible.
Yeah. No. Like I agree with you, man. I think you can't. It sucks for Carl because I think he's a talent, man. Dude, that guy. Yeah. And that's good for Bayern, bro. Dude, you have first of all, that's competition. Always need that. Like, okay, you have a chip on your shoulder now. Like, this kid can take my spot if I'm Musiala or him as well. So, I mean, the team or the fans win because whoever goes and plays, unless it's like a stupid decision by a manager, you're gonna get the best out of them because they know that this guy is the better out of these 2 talented players.
Yeah.
And then you also have him on the bench, bro. So even if Musiala is having a stinger of a game, Which that's my only criticism of him. I think there's games with Musiala. That's my only little critique.
Yeah,
and I
but
feel
your
like
critic
Carr
did also win us a title with one
No,
game.
no, no.
So
I
he has
know that.
done
I
in
know
like
that.
the
No,
biggest
no, no, no,
game he's
no,
ever
no, no,
played
no.
in, technically.
For example, no. What I'm saying is sometimes in those that World Cup game, in those like World Cup groups, I think he could have been better. Besides that Spain game, he was okay in that Spain game. But in those crucial games, I think even in the second leg against Madrid, I think he could have been better. But again, that's just like he has more games. That's not me
Yeah.
like saying like,
And
oh, he's never gonna be good. That's
I think
my
with that
only
German
criticism
side,
that
he's focused a lot more on that German side. Not that he isn't a
Right.
huge focus when you play Bayern, but that's the benefit. When, especially with this team, you have Kane, you have Carl, you have Elisa, you have Diaz. You have to
Right.
just worry about. You have to stick a man on him, so you can't afford
Right.
to just double up on
I
Musiala
just
like you had in some.
right. And no, I just want him to be more like a little bit more proactive in these big games. Like just forget Kane for a minute, forget him.
Yeah.
You're the 10, you're the guy that has the keys to the offense. You can score goals, you can produce, you can I just want him to take that. But, that's fine. That's my only criticism of him. But
I think that's what you like about Carl too as well. Is he's shown up now? You lose that Arsenal game, but he scored as a 17-year-old on the road at Arsenal. He scored against Club Brugge in the Champions League, like another good just Champions League side. That what you've seen so far from him is like, oh, this is a big game player type kid. He has that Muller instinct where he's pesky, he's chippy, he plays like a 17-year-old, like in the right way, if that makes sense. He's that annoying, pesky presence that can just bang a shot in from outside the box and has some insane curls on his shots, especially with that left foot. It's dangerous.
No, I completely agree, and I think you guys are lucky. You guys are blessed to have those two players. But like you said, man, I think Musiala has to be the starter. I mean, dude, like you said, man, there's things that he does on the ball that I can't describe, and I think part of it is just not only his touch, his technical ability, his ability, but it's his hit movement, man. I think that's the one thing people don't talk about enough in football is, yeah, you can have the first touch, yeah, you can have the speed and the athleticism, but dude, what about your hit mobility, bro? Because I just saw a clip of like a highlight. Funny enough, we were talking about Musiala. I saw a highlight of him earlier this week, and it was like his dribbling moves inside the area. Dude, the only thing I saw was just how good he was able to move with his hips, bro. And then just obviously his ability on the ball, man. Like you said, bro, it's like almost Messi-esque. It really is. I'm not even trying to be exaggerated when I'm saying it's literally almost Messi-esque.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that he's back, and I agree with you, man. I think he should be the starter. But Carl, man, dude, look, maybe if Diaz goes out, you can put Musiala on the left, maybe put Carl on the left, wherever.
And I mean, Musiala is working back from a major injury, so it gives you that flexibility of like you can ease him back. You don't have to throw him in for a full 90. You're not in.
Or Madrid just signs. Or Madrid just signs Musiala, and then you can keep Carl.
Yeah. Good luck.
No,
I'd rather him go to Barca, honestly.
No,
that means a lot coming from me. I also want to shout out Hiroki Ito's back. I know a lot of times it's a cliche of like it feels like you're getting a transfer in, but he's been gone basically the entire year. He's been injured the entire time. I'll have my hot take. I think behind Schlotterbeck, he's the best left-footed center back in that entire league, and even with him being injured. Like that just adds a whole lot of versatility to our defense, which has already been good. And then you're getting Davies back on the left as well. He's got a nice little goal score instinct too. I like Ito. He had some nice shots from outside the box. He should have had a goal today. Elise's goal is really funny. Deflected goalie just saves it. He's on the ground. Ito just fires it in. The defender collides with the goalie as the goalie's making the save. As he's knocked out unconscious, the ball, as Ito shoots it, kicks off of that player's. I don't know if he's unconscious, but he's on the ground. Bounces off his foot right in front of goal. Elise taps it in, basically. But Ito should have had a goal in that game. Like he's just looked really good. He knows when to get forward and when to get back. It's just a huge addition to as well. So I can't shout out our other guys coming back from injury without mentioning him.
Right, and I'm excited for Bayern to come in with with everyone coming back. And I think the one player I also want to give a shout out to before we end it off is I think Upamecano. I know Madrid are interested. I know we were talking about center backs and management.
He should be renewing our contract. Apparently, we've got all the money. Again, from my Bayern sources, we've worked out the money deals. It's just a matter of when.
Well, if that's the case, then I better hope that Madrid retract their statement to what Fabrizio said and we go. Because I swear to God, I'd rather have just this poor Konate over this whatever I'm seeing from Rudiger or whatever I'm seeing from Alaba or just the injury prone Militao. I hope to God they better figure something out. I'm hoping we do get Upamecano. I mean, it's not confirmed that he's going to either team yet, but I mean,
he'd be amazing for you guys too, especially with that. You're talking about physicality of that midfield. What he has here, defense. Oh my God!
I just want either one of those two, man. I was kind of mad that we stopped the Konate signing, but then I saw they were after Upamecano. Yeah, he's been starting for France. So I'm hoping to God that we get the guy, man. God, man, it's annoying. I don't know. Richard, we're gonna say one more thing before I interrupt you. What were you gonna say, man?
Oh no, I mean, I saw like a couple of weeks, or was it like a month ago, when Konate was also having his poor form with like Liverpool losing all that game. So I was like, oh, did you like all of a sudden lose your mind? Like, has it been that bad with
Right, that's
Rudiger
what I'm
and that
saying.
defense? Like, what's going on there?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd want Kanate over this Rudiger guy. I don't
Oh
know
wow,
what happened to Rudiger.
damn.
Oof.
I don't know. No, like this is not the Rudiger that I remember from 2024.
Yeah.
This the drop off is actually insane. It's not even from earlier 2025. Like he wasn't this bad. And I know he got that knee injury. I know that. So I know he's
Mhm.
slow, but it's the IQ. Like what is this? Like bro, like what is this, bro? Like please search up the defensive. Please search up the defensive lines that Madrid had against Sevilla, and you're gonna be like, dude, what is he doing, bro? And then obviously the Man City game where he gave away that stupid penalty, bro. I
Mm.
can't. I don't know what is. I don't want to give up on him just yet because he could turn it around. He could become a smartass as he was in 2024. But I just don't know what this guy is anymore, dude. I just hope he wakes up. Like I'm hoping he wakes up, but I doubt it. I just
Yeah.
highly doubt it. We're trying to end it off. United, I know they have a few more games before we have our next episode. What? Any predictions?
Like I said, I've revoked my prediction
Oh,
privileges.
you're right.
Because anytime I do that, we like do something bad or so. Yeah,
Well,
I'm just.
me and Aritra are gonna do you a favor, and we're going to. Me and Isaac are gonna do you a favor, and we're gonna
Okay.
predict. I know you guys
Okay.
play against Newcastle
Yep.
at Old Trafford.
Oh, okay,
Isaac,
it is
I
okay.
know Newcastle haven't been that great, but they still are a tricky team to play.
But
But
we're
you are at Old
also
Trafford.
very down in, like injuries and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see.
What's your prediction, Isaac? We'll predict for him.
I'll be optimistic. I'll go 3-2 United win. Let's go 3-2. I think Voltemade is going to grab a goal for Newcastle, though. If not a brace, but at least one. Yeah.
All right, man. I think I'm gonna go over the 2-2 Newcastle United draw. I think, like you said, Walter Martin. I think he's gonna get a goal. I think Gordon might get a goal here and there, an assist too. Man, too. Newcastle have the players, but I don't. They need to wake up and get better and buy more to surround that team because I think they should have been to where like Aston Villa are right now, like at third competing. I don't know what they're doing, man. But hey, who knows? But yeah, 2-2. Like you said, midfield's gonna be a problem for United. I know you guys are missing Bruno too, which is your best player, obviously. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, man, guys, I think that's it for today's episode. I want to thank you guys again. We only have one more. Hopefully, we do one more on next Sunday. Hopefully, it to be a big one before we close off this interesting 2025 year in terms of sports. I mean, dude, we've seen the Eagles win. We've seen
Thank you.
OKC win. We've seen Bayern recover and get their title. We've seen United win. No, sorry, lose the Europa League final. We've seen Spurs win a few trophies here and there. We saw the Knicks win. One. I've seen the Knicks win a trophy. Doncic trade.
Don't hit that banner.
Oh, dude, that Doncic trade.
Oh my God. Drake Mays just arise. Rodgers going to the Steelers. Madrid being shit. What an interesting year, man. What an interesting year. But thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of it. Really. A Dodgers World Series.
Oh, hell yeah.
You only live in LA, Jeff. I know you're not a Dodgers fan, but
I know Rich is a big Dodgers
Sabres on a 6-game win streak or 5-game win streak.
Sabres on a 6-game win. This is just beautiful. Beautiful 2025. Interesting, but beautiful 2025 for if you're a neutral. For not for the other team. I don't know. If you're a neutral for any of those teams that haven't won, then congratulations. If not, sorry. But yeah, you've been listening to the Outlaw Podcast. This is episode 15. As always, I'm your host, Jef and Aritra, joined by Aritra and Isaac Howson. Thank you, boys, again, and go United. I mean, that's the only team we got left supporting. Go United.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Thank
Need
you.
all that support.
Follow our socials. Follow everything, and please on our social medias or any of our reels, give us your hot takes or criticize me or tell me I'm a jackass of a Madrid fan, whatever it may be.
Yo.
Thank you guys, and have a good rest of your day.